will experience the full power of the dark side.
This is where the fun begins.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Sithcast podcast, a Star Wars podcast where we pretty much talk anything and everything Star Wars. I'm your host, PJ the Paradox Nerd, alongside my co-host, Sean Solo, aka Echo Base Collectibles. And we got a really special guest tonight. Needs no introduction. He's been here before. He's a frequent flyer and a good friend of ours. We got Gabe, aka Star Wars Replicas, and also from Collection Wars.
Yeah,
Gabe,
what's up, guys?
What's up, man? Glad you can come on and hang out. It's been a while.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the invite. Nice little midweek hangout.
Yeah, a little
break. And we're back on a regular scheduled time. It's
I know,
I know we threw people off when we went live last Tuesday, but it was a lot going on, especially Sean had to get ready for ICCC, which we'll talk about in a bit. And just got everyday life that gets in the way. So Nilda unfortunately couldn't join us tonight. She's actually got some power outage issues, so hopefully she gets that straightened out, and hopefully she could hop on a little bit later. But let's get the usually we kind of do this at the end of the show, the plugins and stuff, and usually everyone kind of is on the verge of leaving, so I like to kind of do it in the beginning. So Gabe, can you just let everyone know where they can find you, what your channels are all about, and the things that you got coming up pretty soon?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys. You can find me on all social media platforms at Star Wars Replicas. And then also obviously Collection Wars, right? We do Collection Wars every Saturday. Although I've been missing for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But
got to call in backup.
I know, right? At this point, Sean's been on Collection Wars this month more than I have.
More than you have. Yeah.
But Collection Wars on YouTube. You can find us there too.
All right, cool. If you don't mind, I kind of want to just talk about your channels. First of all, Star Wars Replicas. I have to say, Gabe, you are freaking killing it, man. Not only with a lot of things that you review and stuff, but a lot of the shorts. I don't know about you guys, but shorts are dangerous, super dangerous. And the reason why I say that is because it's one of those where you start scrolling for an hour and a half through all these shorts, and you're like, oh my God, where the time has gone by, and what the hell did I just do for the past hour and a half? And I think you do such a great job with your shorts and stuff, but I just want to pull up your channel, and just for the people that are not familiar with the things that you do on your Star Wars Replicas channel, but man, you got some really cool things that you had unboxed and review. Especially it's the new Nien Nub concept.
I could show you guys that up close if you guys want to check it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I was eyeing this thing. I was like, oh man, he got it in. And I mean, I know you've been collecting a good majority, if not all, of the concept maquettes, right? What's your thoughts are on these little maquettes?
I love them, man. I love those little maquettes. I mean, I think at first some of the first ones, obviously the Jabba the Hutt, that was kind of the first one that came out. I was like, I think I'll be good with just Jabba. I don't think I'll collect them all. I don't know. It was just one of those things where I didn't, you don't know what you don't know, right? Until they start coming out. And then I think the first one after that was the Celebration exclusive little Max Rebo, right?
Yeah.
And then in my head, I was just like, okay, I'm going to get the Max Rebo, but I'm only going to get Jabba's band, right? Because I was like, I have Jabba. I'll get Max. I'll wait for Droopy McCool, and I'll wait for Sice Noodles. and I was like, and I'm done with maquettes.
You're done.
But then all of a sudden, right? Then Weequay
Yeah.
came out, and then Rees came out, and then freaking, all of these. But the cool thing about these ones is that, so I've been working. So I guess kind of going back to my channels a little bit, right? So obviously, I've had my YouTube account for years now, right? Probably about maybe like 8-9 years, maybe more, maybe it might be going on 10 years. But I would only use it when I'm unboxing something, or like, to show it. And that's really the purpose for it, right?
Yeah.
But then the shutdown is when I started jumping on, and Instagram also, I would post like a picture here and there. Like I really wasn't very active on there. But then during the shutdown, TikTok blew up. And that's kind of where, and that's probably why I'm good at the shorts, because of TikTok, right?
Mhm.
TikTok really was a learning curve for like creating very short videos to the point, that would capture people's attention real quick. So then my TikTok started blowing up at that time, right? So it was like, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 followers, 200, 300, 400,000. And it was just like
Wow.
growing like right now. I think I'm about 4,000 followers from 500,000. So
Really?
Oh, good Lord.
Dude.
I'm almost at the 500.
I don't think I have ever met 500,000 people in my life.
And it's
Right?
just shorts, right? The majority of
That's all it
TikTok's just shorts. Yeah.
That's all TikTok is. It's just those little videos. So, but because I got so good at them, I figured out like the sounds. I figured out, just kind of everything around those. That was my main platform for, the last almost 2 years, right? So that's really where I got my feet wet when it comes to shorts. So now all I really do is I take my TikToks and I repost them on YouTube as shorts, and they do pretty well. And then on Instagram, I post them as reels. And honestly, I mean, for anyone trying to grow their accounts, especially on Instagram, that's the way to do it. I went from 10,000 followers on Instagram, just middle of last year. I just cleared 60,000 followers.
Holy jeez.
Wow.
Nice, man.
That's crazy.
And that's great advice too. Thank you. Really appreciate that.
Anyone trying to grow their channels, reels and shorts, or YouTube shorts, Instagram reels, and obviously TikTok's a great funnel. And what's funny is that so I don't know if we talked about this last time, but so I'm an attorney, right? And right now what we're doing is we're representing a lot of influencers, and social media influencers, and like businesses that are online. And because of that, I learned a lot of kind of little techniques, like funneling techniques. And what's funny is I always joke around, but it's real, and it's the OnlyFans technique. So what the OnlyFans, and it's kind of but it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So what it is, it's like this. It goes, they use TikTok as kind of the main funnel, right? And they won't post like, provocative videos on there. It's more like, fun, maybe a little, thing, little skin here and there. But what it is once they get the audience there, they have a link, and then they click on the link and it takes them to their Instagram. And on the Instagram, there's a little bit more, right? You give them a little bit more. And then on the Instagram, there's a link to their Twitter. And then you click on that, and then their Twitter is a little more explicit. And then in the Twitter, you click on it, and then there's the OnlyFans, right? So basically, that's kind of how I've grown my social media. Is I've used TikTok as my funnel. I funnel them to Instagram. From Instagram, I funnel them to YouTube. So it's kind of like I do the OnlyFans.
The only Gabes.
only collectors.
Gabes in the slave lay outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Gabe, to be honest, I mean, I have never heard of OnlyFans. I only hear it through people. I'm not subscribed to any.
You don't have to lie.
I don't even know what that is.
If anything, I only go through feetfinder.com. I usually funnel all my content.
Feet finder. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's rough.
But I was gonna say, a lot of your, for the people out there, definitely, definitely subscribe to Gabe's channel, Star Wars Replicas, and all hit the, social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, just because it's so informative with a lot of stuff. Like, like I just watched your recent one, the rarest item in, in your man cave, which is the Kylo Ren from is it prop replica, not prop, it's
Prop shop,
prop store, prop shop
store.
store.
No.
Yeah, which I didn't even know they only made like a handful of these, which is pretty freaking awesome. But yeah, no, definitely you're doing such an awesome job, and keep up the great work, and definitely, we support you on all your platforms. I don't know about TikTok because I don't know. I get scared with TikTok stuff. So
Yeah.
but besides
No.
that, no, yeah, you got the Novos Death Trooper helmet, which I was gonna ask you, what's your thoughts on that one? Because I know this has been,
Right.
in my cart for a bit.
So yeah, so obviously that's the Anovos one, but the new
Mhm.
Novos is making it as well now, right? They have the files.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
I
this
don't,
is not the okay, gotcha. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm sure a lot of you guys that know the a little bit of the
Y-
background. So
Yeah.
Novos had the license to make these high-end costumes, right?
Yeah.
And they actually went to the archives and they were scanning original pieces to create some of these.
Mhm.
Well, when the Novos kind of went out of business, the new Novo, which is kind of funny, but I mean
I
it's a
hate that name because it's so
I
hard
know
to
'cause
I
it's
know,
it,
right?
well, and a lot of people it was like, oh, it's just the same company, but it
Mhm.
actually is not the same company because I work with them
Yeah.
directly on a lot of promotions, and they're not the same company. It's actually Ruby's. So Ruby's, the
Mhm.
costume company,
Yep.
they
Yeah.
ended up buying basically the license from Anovos. Um, and then they turned it into the new Novo, right? But they still had all the original files.
Mhm.
So if you get the Death Trooper helmet, it's the same file that they used for Novos. So it has lineage.
Mhm.
Now, not everything over there has lineage, right?
Right.
Oh, really? I thought a
Mhm.
lot of it.
No. It's only the ones that are that basically were scanned before, like before a Novos went
Yeah.
out of.
Because I even think
Oh.
I think they're X-wing helmets. I think those are idealized too. I don't think they're scanned or anything.
Yeah, I think the only one. I mean, unless they're basing it off the Ray Scavenger X-wing, because I know
Yeah.
that one, a Novos did scan that. That's why it is kind of smaller.
Right.
Mhm.
So it's technically the Rogue One X-wing helmets. Um, but yeah, other than that, probably just like the Imperial Guard
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
that the new Nova is still making has some lineage. Yeah, there's a handful, but I mean they're licensed, right? It's a licensed company,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
as far as like digitally scanning the originals, it's only the ones that Anovos was offering that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, so if they want like accurate license pieces, is EFX the choice? Because I know they had their fair share of troubles, but is EFX the company go to?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's kind of again, sorry, going back to like my channels, right? So yeah, I kind of exclusively only show like licensed stuff, but
Yeah,
that's just a personal choice. I do have
and same with me.
yeah,
I'm with you. I just like that's
and
where
I have
my
a lot
route
of
is. My collection is.
unlicensed stuff. I'm not against it. It just happens to be that's what I was collecting. That's why I started collecting. So
Mhm.
all of the companies that I ended up working with are licensed companies, right? So I help EFX Collectibles also on promotions. Obviously, Regal Robot, right? I help Regal Robot. They send
Mhm.
me some of these. I help them promote it. And then the new Novo also. I'm an affiliate with them. So you know what I mean? Like, and there's really only three licensed companies really to in the replica world, right? Um, and then I mean, I work with a couple of like recently. I partnered up with that Cryptoys thing, these little
Yeah, I
collectible.
saw that one.
I know.
It actually got like a promotion, like
Yeah, they
Facebook
promote.
page, which is like, oh, like oh, cool, and
Yeah, they promoted that, and I was like, wait a second, I didn't approve that. Like, I only approved like TikTok and Instagram, and I saw that, and I was like, whoa. And then it's all these hate messages on there. I was like, well, I
Uh,
mean,
oh my.
hate messages for really?
well, like it just well, people. You got to remember. I mean, I worked with them because Lucasfilm sent them to me, right? So whenever Lucasfilm reaches out, of course I'm going to say yeah. I'm like, yeah, of course, right? And they're trying to explain it to me. There's these little digital collectibles. You unbox them like digitally, and then you could kind of interact with them in this like world, right? Like this meta world. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's Lucasfilm. I'm not gonna say no. Like, right, like I'm gonna help them out. But I think a lot of people are still very like anti digital collectibles, right? Like even the digital.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So people are like, "Oh, NFTs. Oh, no way. I'll stick to my real action figures." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, man. Obviously, like I'm all about real collectibles, but at the same time, there's an audience for that too, right? There's a lot of people that are collecting NFTs and those types of
Yeah. Especially a lot younger generation you're trying to bring
right.
in, you know.
And you
Yeah,
got to remember, I mean, my TikTok, following is probably a lot younger in demographics, like compared to my like YouTube crowd,
Yeah.
because my YouTube crowd's probably been the ones that have been following me since
yeah.
since the beginning.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I'm not even on TikTok. I just feel at that age where I'm just like, I don't know. It's like,
right.
Yeah, I suck at it's crazy. I do I haven't done YouTube reviews in a while, but it's just like I'm like so out of the loop, and
Yeah.
if anything, I just kind of watch the shorts because
Well,
my
dude,
attention span is like very short.
well,
No
I
pun
bet you
intended.
if you get stuck on watching shorts and reels, dude, I mean, you could on TikTok, it's even worse because you could literally just sit there scrolling to the point where TikTok has little advertisements that pop up when you've been on it for too long.
oh my
They're like,
gosh.
"Hey, like your thumb's probably hurt. How about you give it a rest?" I'm like,
Really?
"Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, don't judge me, TikTok. Mind your own business." And I keep on flipping. Yeah,
Uh,
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, that was kind of like our segue to like, not only talk about your channels and collection wars. Just can you explain really quick,
oh
uh,
yeah,
for the people that are not familiar with collection wars, what that is about, and
yeah.
when you guys air? I know obviously you go every week, but yeah, you could kind of explain all
Yeah, of
that.
course, man. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so we do collection wars. Me and Michael Haas, Star
Mm,
Killers, 77, and me and my buddy Michael, we do collection wars every Saturday night at 7
mhm,
p.m. Pacific, and that one's obviously a lot different than my normal content, right? Because it's
mhm,
usually we're talking about just collectibles, or we'll have some guests on. Sometimes it's collectors, sometimes it's people that are in the industry, just here and there. And yeah, it's more, I think Collection Wars focuses more on the nostalgia of collecting,
yeah.
right?
mhm.
Rather than like showing a specific product or showing something, we we kind of just trying to reminisce about the good old days with the toys,
Uh,
you know.
I feel like I'm like that now, not only with just the original trilogy, but the prequels as well. I'm like, oh, remember when the lightsaber fight scenes were actually pretty dope? Now they,
I
you
know.
know,
I know, right?
Oh, which reminds me, and I don't know if you guys have talked about it. Have you guys seen, and maybe not because you're not on TikTok, but there's this guy that did a Kenobi edit. Have you heard about that guy? So,
Mm, which one is it? I've actually got the one that came out probably right after the show came out. It was like a 2-hour movie.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
but you're
the three
talking
and a
about
half hour. I
but
got
you're
the three and
talking
a half
about the
one.
guy that added in all the like the digital background of Mustafar and
I'm waiting for that one. No,
oh,
no,
that's going to be amazing. That one.
yeah, no, I just downloaded the one where it's like 2.5 hours long, and he just did the edits, and he
Yeah, I have that one. Yeah. That one's it makes it so much better.
way better, way
Mhm.
better. But especially like the lightsaber, fights and all that stuff, and like
Yeah.
I don't know, it just made
Yeah,
it so.
and that's one thing too that I mentioned before because I feel like you
Addiston
know
edit. Yeah, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
the some of the lightsaber fight scenes.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's just me, but like I'm watching it and it's basically like just two like NeoPixel like lightsabers going at it. It's not like they don't CGI it or anything. They just kind of like illuminate it so bright, and then
Yeah,
they'll just add like the like the sound effects and like the
yeah,
the saber clashing effects and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
But besides that,
the set
yeah.
was so dark. It was the contrast. So the lightsaber seemed brighter than what it normally is because I mean it was basically pitch black out there.
Yeah, but if you like, like some of the like, if you saw like when Kenobi was hitting that stormtrooper and like it bounces off, it just does. I don't know. It just doesn't look. It's just so weird. Like like I'm so used to like the the original trilogy and even the prequels where they improved it a little bit, where it shined bright, but then it has that. I don't know, that vibrating. It's just weird. I don't know. It just doesn't have that. I mean, I don't know if you guys in the chat definitely just rewatch some of the old prequel fight scenes and compare it to the new like fight scenes. I feel like the sabers are kind of different. Like, because obviously the the sabers have the prop sabers have improved throughout the years, especially the illumination of the light itself. Like now they're using probably like bright LED lights. I'm not a light guy, but I'm sure they're using some sort of thing where it shines, bright. See, thank you, Logan. I thought I'm like crazy. Like it just doesn't look natural. I don't know.
Honestly, the prequels ruled for lightsaber fights and
the
CGI on the sabers, like that. Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, it was thank you, Gabe, for letting us know where we could watch your channel and your show on Collection Wars. So yeah, guys, definitely check Gabe out. And Michael Hawes on Collection Wars as well. All right, so obviously, Gabe, you got in a lot of like stuff as we saw on your channel. This is like a good segue for Star Wars bounty pickups. But just real quick before we do that, I just want to just kind of address the chat. We got Sean Stone in the house.
What's up, Sean? Triple S.
Triple S. RMD Collective. What's up, RMD?
What's up?
We got Chris Elliott in the house. What's up, Chris? Scott Berry. What's up, Scott?
Scotty B.
And who else is here? Do Back Deliveries. What's up,
Jason?
Back? Jason. We got ATV Racer. What's going on, ATV? Behave. Yeah, trying to, man. Trying to. We got Trooper with Robin. What's up, Robin?
What's up, Robin?
Janine Berry.
Hey,
we got the Spice Runners Lounge in the house, aka Eben.
What's up, Eben?
Evan? We got Danny Lee. Who else is here? Darth Kenobi. What's up, putos? Santino. We got Logan Kalangi in the house. What's up, Logan? Brian makes dioramas. Hey, everyone. I love the Kenobi lightsaber fights. Yeah, man, they're amazing. I think it's probably the best part of the show. For me at least. Derpy Entertainment. I mean, if I was a part of the trilogy that made the character he loved, a grumpy old man that was put in a joke to have sense of a childish humor similar to Jar Jar. I like it.
We don't mention Jar Jar on this show.
Oh, how dare you! Don't make me put the little short thing.
Yeah.
Who else is here? I think
that's it.
Oh, we got Jeff's in the house.
Jeff, what's up, man?
What's going on, man? So, yeah, let's segue to the bounty pickups. I mean, Gabe, I know we'll start with you. I know you got the most recent Nia Nub concept maquette.
Yeah,
let me
bring it up.
It's weird. Like everyone says the name so many different ways. I always called him nine.
Is it nine nub?
I call him nine numb. Like,
I had
like numb NUM.
Yeah, I'm like Nia Nub.
I had to learn it too for like the video, for the review video. But yeah, so I guess it's number 9. Like that, it comes from
9.
So 9, and then the num part, I just say num.
Like NUM, right?
Yeah,
that's the way I've always said it. Yeah. It looks weird though when you look at it.
Yeah. Thank you, George Lucas Nowski.
Yeah, no problem. All right.
Yeah, that looks awesome, man. Good. They all look great together.
Gabe, what do you think about the gold plaque? Does it throw everything off?
It does a little bit. I mean, it's all right. And I guess I'm not supposed to show you guys that, but you guys could obviously tell what.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like the gold plaque. I mean, I don't mind it that much.
Mm-hmm.
I think once you put them all together, like, I'm trying to figure out once you put them all together, it's not a huge deal.
I would I would place it in the middle, so the gold's in the middle, and then you have the silver ones on the sides. It's kind of
Yeah, the problem is
Gotta
that is
balance
this
it.
guy really a middle type of character? You
No,
know what I mean?
no,
Like,
he's not.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's one of the pickups, and I can show you guys up close. And then I recently got the Regal Robot little mini
Yeah,
skull.
I'm thinking about getting that.
Oh, dude. By the way, I love the fact that you displayed it that way.
Yeah, man. I had to
dude,
do
it-
something museum-y.
I want it, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting that.
Because it's Rancor. I love the Rancor.
They still have them in stock, right?
Oh yeah, these are readily available, and they're only like
Yeah.
$50.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the little jar is just from Amazon. I think I paid like $30 for it, like 32 or something. And then the post, actually, I went to Hobby Lobby and I found a like a candle holder, like literally a candlestick holder that you could unscrew the top and the bottom. And the reason why I needed the screw to go through the wood so it's secured.
Yeah.
But that's basically what it is. And that was like $5, I think.
Looks good.
Oh, that looks
Hobbs.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
need to
great
jump on
idea
that.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
guys.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it became one of like my favorite things. Like
Mhm.
at least in the last couple months, I'm like, that thing is super cool.
It's simple, but like you said, it's super cool, but it's so simple.
Yeah. That
All
looks
right.
awesome, man.
Here's
Nine
nine.
num. Nine num.
But what's crazy about this that I didn't expect, like, you always think of him as like that pinkish reddish color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you see this in real life, it's actually more of like a bluish purple tint.
It looks
Okay.
like veins or like in the back.
It looks like just clay. Honestly,
Right.
it looks like it was just like the clay that they sculpted and they just left it,
Mhm. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man.
Because
Yeah.
wasn't he an animatronic and they had maybe several actors that played him? Because I
the
met
life-size one, yeah.
because I met Mike Quinn who played Nine in Jedi like last year. And then I think after I met him, I was, oh, that guy's Nine. And then I realized, oh, well, there was a mechanical one, and I think another actor might have played him in one spot.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. What's funny is that the last, like, we're joking around because the last one was Yak Face, right? And like that they came out, and we were joking around that it was like very like phallic-y, right? Like,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden the next one's this one. It's even. I'm like,
It's
oh.
even more phallic. I didn't
Hey.
want to mention anything.
When you
But when
display
I
them,
say-
put them in separate corners. You can't keep
But
them
what-
next to each other.
That's the reason why I said it was very veiny. But anyway,
Is that uncircumcised? Yeah.
oh my goodness, is that uncircumcised nine num? Nine num.
9.
Where's this conversation going?
I
But
know.
anyway, any other recent Star Wars bounty pickups besides those?
I got that. What else came in? This one. It's not. I mean, I got it a couple weeks ago, but I'll be talking more about that. Probably in the coming.
Oh,
That's badass.
my god! Who makes that? That is sick.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'll
Oh yeah, save. We'll definitely stay tuned
Dude,
for
that-
the.
I'll definitely be.
Holy moly,
Dude, that's nice.
dude! Have you put it on?
You know what? I actually haven't put it on.
Dude, I would do that.
I immediately-
Oh, dude.
I
that is-
immediately just wanted to like display it.
Just put it on and walk in the bedroom, and you'll scare the hell out of
Right?
me.
dude, that's sick. And it comes off too, dude.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. They're all separate pieces.
You know
like,
what's crazy? I just watched Solo last night. Like I watched the whole thing. I just decided to turn it on. It is such an underrated movie.
It is.
Oh,
You know,
100%, dude. It's so good, man.
Yeah. I watched it and right at the end. I'm like, damn it, why can't they make a second one? Like Han going to meet Jabba for the first time, getting hired for the job. Like, how awesome is that? Crimson Dawn, Maul. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Darth
I
Maul.
just
It's a winner.
I just think it did bad on the movie theaters just because I think a lot of people were just having Last Jedi like remorse.
Yeah,
you know?
that and then it came out like during like an Endgame or some
Yeah,
Marvel
the-
movie.
I'm not even gonna accept that excuse. You know, the reason why is because Star Wars fans will always come out to watch Star Wars. You know,
Yeah.
and the fact that it didn't do well in the box office speaks volumes. So
Yeah, but this
You
is
know.
badass though.
It is. Oh, it's badass, dude. That is sick.
Dude, the hoses, like that's really
Oh,
nice.
dude, we got to talk off air and
Oh yeah,
tell
no,
me
yeah,
directly where to get. Dude, I need that. It is one of my favorite
I'd
like
consider that. Yeah,
stormtrooper
that one's
designs
cool.
ever. Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll definitely let you guys know. But like I said, there'll be more information on those coming up soon, and I think people will be able to order them. And
Oh,
yeah. So
Oh snap!
we're trying to get the right like numbers and the right price and the right from the maker. So hopefully,
dude, all I gotta say is
Yeah.
that people will buy that.
Yeah.
People, it is such a unique design that people will.
I'm looking
buy
around
that.
like, where can I put it?
I'm buying it. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna display it. I'm gonna wear that thing, man. I'm friggin' wearing that thing.
He's just wearing that and nothing else. Like, honey,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
home.
it.
I got an OnlyFans page. I'm wearing a mud trooper helmet.
That's all I'm doing the whole time.
Oh shit.
Anyway, hopefully no one screenshotted that and sends that to me next. Anyway, any other Star Wars bound pickups or?
I think that's it. I'm trying to like look around. Sometimes I'm like, I
Dude.
forget things come in. No, I think that's it. Yeah, the little Rancor skull. This,
Mhm.
yeah, the nine.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's it for now. I mean, I've gotten other things like in my other. I have a little closet full of other like toys and things like that.
Yeah.
I've gotten a couple other little things from eBay, but nothing Star Wars related.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Gabe. That's a awesome bounty pickups, should I say? How about you, Sean? You got anything recently?
So I went to ICC this weekend, and I only bought
Uh-oh.
one thing.
Oh my god! I thought you were gonna be like, bought a whole bunch of things.
So after I've waited over 2.5 years because I did not want to spend all the money on the sideshow Gamorrean guard.
Oh my god! You finally got it. Looks brand new, dude.
It's brand new in the box, never been opened.
Holy
the
moly,
plastic is
dude!
still sealed.
Dude,
Nice.
diorama complete.
And I got it for a very, very good price.
Nice.
Oh wow, dude!
It was marked at $600, and I didn't pay remotely that.
Wow, dude!
Like
I know you've been.
Because the guy, I told him, I was like, dude, I've been waiting for this for 2.5 years. I got the Jabba diorama that I've been waiting to put it in. I was like, I will not pay the eBay prices. But he goes, well, how much you'll pay? And I told him, he goes, done. Just like that.
What?
I was like, really? You took my first offer? I was like, here, and I gave him the cash.
Wow.
So I got that at ICC, and then I got this in today. If you want to blow it up.
Nope.
I got this from Joel.
Oh wow, that's sick.
Awesome.
So he 3D printed me the K2 head because I love K2 Rogue One.
Oh,
He paid
it was cool, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did everything.
Electronics too.
Oh yeah, yep.
Man.
Wow.
So I asked him to hardwire it in for me with like a 5-foot cable, so I can where it's going to go like in the bottom of a DTOF, and so it'll reach the plug. But yeah, dude, this thing's awesome.
Speaking of Joel, he's on the show.
I know he hit me today. He goes, dude, what time's your show again? He goes, because I know, like, I think he's like Gabe. He's like 3 hours behind us, so it's like 5 o'clock getting off work. But yeah, dude, this thing.
Dude, that's sick, man.
Yeah, all 3D printed. Like I said, he asked me too. He goes, "Do you want it weathered or clean?" I was like, "I'd like it a little weathered." And then after he did it, he's like, "Dude, thanks for letting me weather that." He's like, "It looks so much better." But
Dude, that looks sick, man.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna do like a real cool little Rogue One background and put it in there. But yeah, that's it. I got 2 good ones. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say congratulations, man. That's awesome. You know, bounty pickups.
Joel gives a little plaque with it, a little Hazy plaque.
Oh, nice.
And then I got to represent the Hazy custom shirt.
You got a T-shirt too?
Yeah. I told him, I was like, you better throw a T-shirt in there, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, check out Hazy Customs. All right, so for me, not really much of in terms of Star Wars bounty pickups. I got a couple things coming.
Oh yeah,
I got the Ahsoka versus Maul sideshow diorama. I just got that in from I smell a plug-in.
No, Anthony just hit. No, I forgot. I got the sideshow legendary Leota statue.
Oh, you got it in? Oh,
nice.
nice.
I have I'm gonna do an unboxing video on Friday if I can. I was trying to do it tomorrow and something came up. I think something's coming up Friday too, so I got to find time to unbox it. Yeah, I forgot about that one too.
Yeah. Well, great segue and time to plug our little sponsor here, Off the Rack Collectibles. If you guys want to save a ton of money, please check out Off the Rack Collectibles. They got Hot Toys, Sideshow statues, Prime 1. And honestly, guys, and Sean can attest to this too, we're not just plugging them in because we don't get anything.
No,
If anything, we're able to come up with our Sithcast code. And but you know what? A lot of all these prices you see are shipped.
That's shipped with taxes and everything. That's out the door.
Out the door. Oh my gosh.
That's out the door.
I pre-ordered that. That's gonna be my first Star Wars 6 scale.
What, the Enforcer?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you got a good one.
You're
too.
so lucky. It's sold out too.
Yeah,
that thing is like selling out pretty quickly because I guess
it's badass. I have the original K2 hot toy, and it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got the diorama coming in, right? The Maul versus Ahsoka.
I got to see that in person this weekend. Like I've seen it, like, oh, that's cool. It's way better looking in person.
Oh yeah, it's very unique, and the fact that it's a diorama set, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And then if you use Sithcast, capital S, Sithcast, you get $15 off your purchase. So get a lot of money, save a lot of money. I was gonna say too, I also got the legendary scale Yoda, just like Sean from Off the Rack. So I'll be unboxing that soon. I just, what, guys, I know I haven't shown my collection room, and I think I was kind of showing Sean a sneak peek, but I've been kind of really, that's one thing about collecting. You buy all these things, but once you get them, you don't know what to do with them. So right now I'm in that phase right now where I'm kind of like putting things together and trying to see where things fit. And I'll just give you guys a small preview of like my room so far. Right now this is like, I'm putting all the Mythos pieces together, like the bad guys together.
If you ever want to get rid of that Mythos Vader, you just let me know.
Dude. Yeah, no. That is like one of my grail pieces that I probably will not sell. I have to be super desperate. Like, but yeah, I got my Rancor, my Gamorrean Guard from Regal Robot, and I'm still deciding because I feel like I can't put two Rancors together because I feel like the Regal Robot Rancor is just being like a baby Rancor.
Yeah, but that Regal Robot is prestigious. It's a museum piece. That thing, it would be cool if you could put it behind glass or something and just uplift it in the collection because it really is. I mean, it can't be back. It needs to be in the forefront.
Yeah, so I gotta find like a pedestal, right? Like I know Sideshow was promoting some company that had like those like the pedestal that had lights on the pedestal built in already.
Yeah, that would look awesome.
I was thinking about that, but it's just a lot of stuff. Like I'm really trying to put together. I have a ton of art prints and I'm trying to get back to doing reviews and stuff. Just been so busy with life and work. I put together my Han Solo and Carbonite from Sideshow. So I got that for a steal of a price. Unfortunately, the light up panel is not working. The base lights up, and like everything in the base lights up, but just the panel doesn't light up. So I gotta take it to like some electronics guy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Joel can help me out. He seems to be good with electronics and just figure out like what's off. I feel like there's a wire loose or something that's not. Yeah, I think that's
the quarter scale one, PJ, or the 6?
Oh no, the life size.
Oh, you got the life size one. Oh,
yeah.
Geez. Okay.
Yeah, I was just showing. Yeah, to be honest, I was kind of scared to like put it together. I've been kind of holding off because my kids are weak, but. Thankfully here is a little preview of it. Like, so the base and the pole lights up. So I'm just still trying to, figure things out. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. The Han Solo in Carbonite itself is not heavy. I would say it's about like maybe close to 100 pounds. Same with the base. Like I feel the base is like maybe like 50 to 80 pounds. So altogether, it's my first life size piece. Probably my last. It just takes up so much room.
It's not your last.
Oh, it's dude. Unless I get an R2D2 for a steal of a
Oh
price.
my gosh, that's my
But then if you get the R2, then because I was looking at the Gabe's in the back.
In the back.
I don't know. Like I would want to get the C3PO, to go along with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, Gabe. Have you been tempted to get like a life size like C3PO to go with your R2?
Yeah, I have, and I really thought about the
Mhm.
sideshow one when it came out, but I
Mhm.
just don't like the paint job on it, and there's just
Mhm.
something off about it. I mean, if
Mhm.
anything, maybe I'd get the Don Post one, and
Mhm.
I know a lot of you can get kits and
Mhm.
and kind of put one together, right? I mean,
Yeah.
like Sean, obviously, like that the one in the back, that's life size, right? And
yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but again, I think space wise too, it would look awkward, right? Because like
Mhm.
everything's very symmetrical, like
Oh
you
yeah.
know what I mean, like the
Yeah,
and
dude.
all that stuff. Like it's like very
Yeah, dude.
organized.
It's yeah.
Just put him in the
I,
bedroom. It's all good.
Yeah.
She's not gonna complain.
Well,
yeah.
that's the one thing I always joke around because my our house has a few bedrooms, but
Mm.
they're all my daughter's bedrooms, right? They each have their own, but my 5-year old has this like double sized bedroom, and
I'm in the same boat. Yeah.
I could totally take that, and that could be my collection
Mhm.
room, but at the same time I'd feel bad.
Dude, I'm the same way. My youngest it's literally double. It's huge.
Yeah,
And then my wife, "You're not getting that." I was like, "Why?" She goes, "Because you're gonna spend too much money to fill it."
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
well,
It's okay.
you're not wrong.
That's okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like and that's the number one problem that a lot of collectors are having is
Space.
Mhm.
space.
It's a problem, but it's a good thing because it hones us in our
It,
spending, you
Sure.
know?
Yeah,
yeah,
You're
because
just like,
then
I don't have any more room. I don't need it. And then you can let things go. Now and then you're going to find something that you wish you would have gotten. But the
yeah,
majority of the time, once you let it go, the fear of missing out is over. And then you're like, I really didn't need
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a slippery slope to Michael Haas status, where you're just
Yes.
like buying like bigger and
Dude,
bigger, and
Come
just like
home, honey. I sold a kidney. Woo.
the
right,
fact that he's
Yeah.
got a life size Wampa, that
right.
is a
Dude, that thing's
freaking
sick.
dude. That is just that speaks volumes, right? Like here I am, like, oh, I finally got a life size Han Solo and Carmen. He's like, I got a life size Wampa. I'm
I
like,
was
okay.
fortunate enough to see that in person too.
Oh,
Yeah,
you were, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so right now, because I still have two life size busts that I still haven't unboxed yet, and I'm trying to figure out where to put them. I got the Boba Fett and the Maul, and then I got you know the legendary scale Yodas. I got both of them, so I'm just trying to figure things out. And that's the problem too. Is like and that's something that we'll definitely talk about a little bit later is or maybe no, that's a good segue now, that the state of collecting. Gabe, like, you've been in the collecting game for quite some time now, right? And as
Mhm.
I think, when did you first start collecting a lot of Star Wars stuff? Like what
the,
year?
the replica stuff about 2005 is when I started
2005.
master replicas. Yeah,
So you've
so
been in
yeah,
the game for a bit.
yeah,
But I was gonna say, so you've been, I started collecting around like hardcore collecting Star Wars
High end
stuff, like around
collecting.
2000,
Yeah, yeah.
high end collecting, yeah, 2013 and stuff,
yeah.
2012, 13. But like, we're in this space right now when, like, it's just weird when you have like companies like Sideshow not going to their own like backyard to do a con. Like, they're not going to
Oh
San
yeah,
Diego
like
Comic Con.
Comic Con. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like,
To me,
that
that's a
is
red flag. It's a
that
red
is a
flag for
huge
them.
red flag. It's the biggest, pop culture event of the year.
yeah,
And they're from California. It's in their
yeah,
back,
Logistically, it's the cheapest con they can go to, and it's the biggest. Like, even
yeah,
if you don't
yeah.
get that big of a floor space, you got to make
Mm,
an appearance.
yeah.
yeah. And I've been seeing a lot on like a lot of like buy, sell, trade Facebook groups where a lot of people are letting things go for like super cheap prices and stuff. I mean, Sean scored like a really awesome so it's a buyer's market now. But
Mhm.
I don't know what your thoughts are about like, are we in a bubble, or what's
Yeah.
your thought of the state of the collecting right now?
Yeah, I really so I think we all watched it like in real time, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm,
around the pandemic time, especially when a lot of, and I think we've talked about this before, right? Like
mhm,
a lot of these channels started popping up, like the Rogue One 6 guys, and like you know what I mean,
mhm,
like Collection Wars, you guys. I mean, right? Like a lot of people were talking about collectibles early on, right? Or
mhm,
in the pandemic, especially, and I think a lot of people tended to start collecting, right? And we know that, right? Because I saw that there was an article that was saying the biggest like industry spike across the board was in toys, but more specifically with adults, right? Like adults
Right.
toys. So there was definitely this huge upswing in around 2020 where everyone just started buying
mhm,
everything they could get their hands on. There were obviously Regal Robot was around the time where theirs started coming out with a lot of stuff. So a lot of
mhm.
people just started just buying up everything. And
Yeah.
I think what's happening now is that kind of that's coming back down to to reality. A lot of people are realizing like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have bought every single
Yeah.
statue.
Well, everyone was getting the stimulus checks, and then,
Right.
and they go out and buy everything, and then they get addicted to it, and then
Yeah.
they have a hard time maintaining it because it's not cheap.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, I need to back off for a little bit, and I
Yeah.
mean, we talk about Sideshow. Hate to keep bringing them up, but it's true because they're constantly having everything's on sale. Like every week there's a sale, 40% off, 30% off, this, that. They've got a lot of back stock they need to get
Oh,
rid of.
well, yeah, like the little baby Yodas, right? Remember when like
Mhm.
those
Mhm.
came out? Oh my god, everyone wanted them and all that. And I bet you that's what happened. Sideshow probably ordered like thousands of them, and now they're just stuck with this
Yep.
huge stock of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, so where do you see it like heading towards now? Like, do you feel like a lot of collectors are bailing out? Because one
Yeah.
one big thing that I've noticed is that a lot of the hot toys are selling out before they even come out. They're waitlisted. Um, what Sean mentioned earlier, a lot of sales that are happening. Low edition sizes now. Like, I think the probe droid that Sideshow just put up just recently for their unboxing video, I think that's kind of waitlisted on their website now.
Oh yeah. I
So
think
it's
that's
kind
so
of like it's kind of good and bad, right? Like good meaning now we're actually getting really limited edition sizes
Mhm.
on these pieces, right? But also bad because a lot of collectors are kind of like bailing out. They can't keep up with the Joneses. But what's
Yeah.
your thoughts, man?
I mean, I think that's the thing. There was a big shift in it because when I was starting to collect all this stuff, I mean, you had to go at midnight, like on the launch, like you
Hmm.
had to be there ready, or else it was gonna sell out, and that's it. You're gonna have to pay double on eBay or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So I kind of saw companies kind of going away from that. Besides maybe Regal Robot, right? I mean, I think they're the ones that they still had some, some pull to sell out pretty quick.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think the additions started getting bigger because they saw the demand was bigger. And then now again, with that downswing, I think they're trying to scale back. I think honestly, just all collectors are probably going to be a little more conservative with what they're buying.
Hmm.
Like for me, I've always been in a very like good space as far as collecting because I completed my collection, maybe
Years
10
ago.
years ago now,
Yeah.
right? Like
Right.
all the lightsabers that I wanted, all the blasters that I wanted, all the master replicas, all the helmets that I wanted. Like I got them. So now I get to be extra picky about what comes in the collection room, right? And I could really, really like focus, like, do I really want that? Because something's gonna have to come off the shelf
Yep.
for me to
Yep.
put it up. So like,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
then that controls me with my spending. I mean, and then it's kind of a double edged sword because again, as my social media channel started growing, I started, working with these companies and they started sending me stuff. All of a sudden, it's like now my room's super crowded because,
Hmm.
I never intended to have these things.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good problem,
It's
but
a good
also,
Yeah,
you
but I
know, but
think
also at the same time, it's like you know, it's a very strange space right now.
it's
So,
weird. I think it's a combination of just people that did start collecting, they run out of
mhm,
space,
Yeah.
and then, I think a lot of them, your wife's going to bust your chops eventually. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, it was
Yeah.
so funny. A friend of mine was in my office today, and I had the K2 head up. He said, "Oh, dude, that's awesome." And I was like, "Oh yeah, this is the Yoda too." He's like, "Dude," he goes, your wife must make a lot of money because you buy a lot of Star Wars stuff." And I
yeah.
was like, "Well, I just budget. I'm budget friendly."
Oh, well, I'm not
But
budget friendly, but just kidding.
but I don't
No,
think collecting's like taking a nosedive. I just think it's leveling back off to the way it used to be.
Yeah.
I think so too. I
Yeah.
agree. That's a great point,
It's a good
Sean.
thing, I think, because
I think, yeah.
after I got the Yoda, I don't have anything on the horizon that like I gotta have. I do want to get the new Innova. I know,
Yeah.
dude.
It's like I have nothing on the horizon,
It's
but
worth
I
it.
definitely want to get
No,
the
no,
new.
no, I'm saying nothing that I've got pre-ordered or
Oh,
whatever.
okay,
I've
okay.
got like two things I'm waiting on.
Okay.
An
Because I was gonna
RS
say, spoken
helmet
like a
and
true
a statue.
collector.
I know, right? But I've got two things only that I'm
Yeah.
waiting on, and then, but I do want the new Innova Death Trooper, the
Mhm.
specialist helmet
Special. Yeah.
when they come out with it.
I think
Yeah.
that's probably when. Yeah. Probably
It's
coming
supposed.
out sooner
Mar-
than. Yeah.
well, Mark said it. Mark was on our show from
Yeah. Yeah.
Denuvo, so he was telling us like, yeah, it's supposed to come out around May 4th, and it hadn't come out yet. And I'm like, hurry
No.
up, because I want to buy that helmet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
other than that, I don't have anything on my horizon. I look around, I'm very content with my collection.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's good to step back and just
Yeah.
take a deep breath and enjoy what you've
Enjoy it.
purchased, because we
Yeah.
all get caught up with buy, and it comes in and you look at, oh, this is cool. You put it on the shelf, next. And it's almost like a production line of just
Yeah.
getting shit in. And it's like, no, you got to step back and enjoy it sometime.
Yeah, and that's actually what I've been doing too, because a lot of the times when creating content, it was more about like, oh, look what I got new, like here's
Yeah,
this
yeah.
new unboxing of everything. And I've recently just started kind of going back and being like, well, check out this, whatever, the Death Trooper helmet, or
Yeah.
this lightsaber, and it makes me appreciate it too, because once you have it in a collection, it kind of gets
It gets lost.
right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's kind of nice to like pull something out and be like, oh yeah, like I just recently did the review on the reveal, the EFX reveal saber, and
Yeah.
I mean it sits up high, it just kind of blends in with all the other lightsabers. I totally forgot how freaking cool that lightsaber
Mhm.
is.
Yeah. It's
I had
easy to do.
batteries in it, and I'm like, man, this is cool.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
easy to do.
I totally agree with you guys because as I'm rearranging my room and
Mhm.
trying to figure things out, like I'm like, oh my god, this is a beautiful freaking piece. Like when I haven't seen I don't stare at the Regal Robot Rancor the whole time, but I think when I was rearranging it, I was just like, man, this is a
Mhm.
effing beautiful piece.
That's the one thing I missed out on that I regret not getting.
And then
Yeah.
even like
Nice.
sideshow, like the sideshow one, I'm just like, wow, like, and you're right, like you're always about like, oh, what's new, what's new
Right.
and shiny, but then you gotta just look at your collection. It's like you got some great things in your collection.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just like I think it's gonna like like you guys said, like I think it's leveling out right now. I think we'd never experienced this type of thing before where we had all this like companies pumping out like Star Wars like products, and on top of that we have a lot of Star Wars content, because if you think about it,
Yeah.
back before Disney Plus came about, or even before Disney bought the franchise,
Mhm.
how often did we get Star Wars content? Not a lot. So that kind of like helped you with your collecting journey. Like you're not buying a ton of things. But now it's different. Like now there's Kenobi show, there's
Yeah.
Book of Boba. Now they got Ahsoka, and God knows what they're gonna put out. Now you got all these companies, Iron Studio, Sideshow, Regal Robot, General Giant, the new Novo, there's so many to choose from, and
Yeah.
that's good chunk of like the collecting community and the world, but there's also a other side of it where there's also like some of the fan art pieces, right? Like the custom pieces where, a lot of these companies are pumping out a lot of products from there. So you're getting it from all ends. So as a collector, you kind of have to tell yourself, okay, what do I want? What am
You
I
got to
looking for?
curate it,
You got to curate it, I thought back then when, before they start pumping out all these shows, like I'm like, all right, guys, because I was still collecting Marvel pieces, as you can see behind me. I was like, okay, you know what? I can't collect the Marvel pieces. I'm just going to stick to Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I thought I could do that, but nope. Iron Studios coming out, Hot Toys pumping out a whole bunch of things now of Star Wars. And now I'm like, okay, well, all right. So now I'm just going to do the Clone Wars and the original trilogy and the prequels, and that's it. Nope. They're pumping out a whole bunch of original trilogy stuff. And now I'm like, okay, well, I can't do Hot Toys because I have this OCD-ness in me where I have to complete a line.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah.
I just can't collect one and just like, okay.
Yeah. It's like the collector's mentality. And then I don't know. I was telling someone that same exact thing. I was like, it's so, I'll tell you guys after the show, but I have to like basically compartmentalize, like
compartmentalize. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like
compartmentalize.
Yeah, because I literally have to tell myself, okay, if I'm gonna start like the Hot Toys, right? Like right now, like I ordered that Imperial,
Enforcer droid.
Yeah, Enforcer droid.
Yeah.
Immediately in my head, I was like, okay, like I know myself, and I don't have room for Hot Toys, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'm only gonna collect that one toy, and that's it. And like I have to like put it in this little space. I'm also with studio skill stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Obviously, NYC is coming out with so many cool things, and yeah, look, I statues versus studio scale, I get that, but I mean the studio scale type of collectible has always been something that I like, but I told myself I'm not going to do it. I don't have space for it, and all of a sudden now I have the shuttle, the Imperial shuttle coming in, like soon, and the full size one. And I'm like, what the hell? All right,
like, where am I going to put this?
Yeah, and then obviously, the TIE fighters now. In my head, I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do studio scale, I'm only going to collect the TIE fighters. Where I'm going to get the TIE bomber, the interceptor, the X1, and then the original, and that's it. Like no more. But you know how us collectors are.
Yep, gotta have it.
Yeah,
that's the reason I didn't collect those maquettes from Regal. I was like, I'd have to have all of them, and then I got into them a little later, and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to buy any of them, and I have it. And
because then you're going to be missing that one, like the Rees or one of them that's like super hard to get.
Yeah,
or like Jabba, right? A lot of people late didn't pick up the first one, which is the Jabba, and I almost feel like if I didn't have that Jabba, it would bug the crap out of me.
Oh, it would.
Yeah. It's crazy too because you can't just tell yourself like you're collecting personality to just like, okay, you just gotta get one,
right?
For me, okay, I'm like, okay, Hallmark ornaments, right? I'll get one or two, and then they start coming out with all these things you connect, and it all plays one thing, and I'm like, next, I'm like 50 ornaments deep. Like what is going on here? Like I'm not even trying to collect Hallmark Star Wars ornaments, but it just came about because I got this stupid mentality. It's not stupid, I guess you could say. It's just like this mentality there. I gotta complete the line. If I'm missing one, it will bug the hell out of me, and it's just one of those things too. Like, but yeah, no, it's just a weird space right now. You got Kotobukiya, you got General Giant, Iron Studios. I used to think that, they're going to come out with one or two pieces. Now they're coming out with like quarter scale pieces, Darth Vader in a throne. Like, I'm like, where the F am I going to put that? Sean, where am I going to put that Darth Vader in the throne?
Dude,
tell me.
It's massive. That's why I didn't buy it. I was like, I have no place to put it. It's fabulous, but I'm not getting it.
Dude, I don't care. I'm putting that like next to me in my throne, which is the bathroom. And I'm putting that if I have to. I just need to get that. I mean,
but the thing is, there's so many things we pass on but Star Wars collectibles are always going to keep coming out. So you're going to keep
Yeah.
collecting if you're a collector. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you're not going to 100% go, that's it, I'm done. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
because you're going to see that one and those ears are going to perk up and, oh, okay, maybe one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you'll make space for it.
Yeah, you'll make space, but now it's the fun part, right? Like, especially if you've been in the game for a while, like, I think it's, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself. Mind you, everybody's collecting journey is different, right? No one collecting journey is the same. I just feel like for me, at least now, it's all about curating and just kind of figuring out, okay, how's my collecting thing going? How's my room looking? I could tell this for a fact. It's mostly bad guys in my collecting room. As you can see why, we have the name Sithcast.
Yeah.
It's mostly dark side. But yeah, like Gabe, like with Sideshow, like kind of pulling out of San Diego Comic-Con. I think we talked about it in our private chat earlier. It's just, dude, like that was a staple. A lot of people, even non-collectors loved going to their booth and checking out the new stuff, even though if they didn't buy anything from them, they just love that, man. But
That was
it's
one of my
just,
favorite booths to go to, even though I don't really collect them. It's like, it's cool to see it.
Yeah, their stuff's so good.
yeah, it's cool to see, especially like I know you collect some, Marvel pieces as well, just to check out some of the Marvel stuff that they have, or even other booths. But again, it's cool for the collectors now that are still in the game and still kind of collecting. I feel like a lot of our stuff that we are going to hold value now. Because they're going to be so limited.
And
yeah.
And I was gonna say too, like I think the other thing too, and just over here, and maybe because I'm like in it, right? Like I'm in Southern California. Southern California cons have been shifting, right? Especially because San Diego Comic Con was like the con, right? Like for a long time, that was like the one everyone wanted to. That's where they did all the releases, all the the new trailers. But it got to the point where it became obnoxious because even like locals here, like we couldn't go because of the whole lottery system, and it just became just too big for that convention center, and they just couldn't handle it, right? So then what ended up happening is a lot of people just started giving up on Comic-Con, and especially because like you got to remember, as soon as Disney bought all the IPs, right? All of a sudden they're promoting D23, right? So they have every biannual convention, and think about it. I mean, they own Marvel, they own Star Wars, they own Disney, they own Pixar. So like all the big studios, all the big, the big displays now are really focusing on D23. And obviously, I went this last year. I mean, the Lucasfilm display was insane. Like it was just so cool. They had like Indiana Jones stuff. They had Star Wars stuff. I mean, it was amazing. Then you got LA Comic Con. That's also kind of up and coming. You also have WonderCon. So and WonderCon's a little bit more for like for the artisans. A lot of more like makers and things like that. But you have so many of these conventions down here in Southern California that I think some of these vendors are probably like, well, I could probably get a better bang for my buck at LA Comic Con or D23 versus San Diego Comic Con, where it's they're probably the prices for a booth is probably insane now.
Far from said. I'm sorry. Yeah, what is that?
So it's all about just monsters and makeup and like and again that's another LA convention that's growing every year. So
Monsterpalooza is becoming big, and I know George from ECCC or EC's Elite Creature Collectibles, right? He owns Toynami as well, but he goes to those things because he showcases a lot of his stuff there.
Yeah.
And no, that's becoming big now. But even D23, I feel like Hall H used to be a big thing, right? Because that's where they showed all the cool things, Marvel or even Star Wars related. I think, when Rise of Skywalker was coming out, I think what's his name? Who's the director of that?
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson.
No, Rise of Skywalker. J.J. Abrams, like he brought him out to the park or something, and they played
for the music for the big
E-
concert.
for the big concert. So it was always a big thing, but now it's been kind of like lackluster.
Mhm.
And they shift, like you said, they shifted to D23 where they announce all the good things and showcase all the good things.
Mhm.
And it makes me wonder what's going to end up happening to San Diego Comic-Con. You know, if a
Yeah,
lot of
because
these like
I think from last year we had already heard that Marvel wasn't going to be making, having a booth. I remember that, but they ended up having something.
Yeah.
And again, Star Wars. So it's just, I think it's a matter of time before just Disney starts pulling out of San Diego Comic-Con altogether and just focuses on D23, maybe Star Wars celebrations.
Yeah.
Kind of more focused.
There's always going to be a shift, and it's just trying to weather the storm and stick with it and then see what's the next big thing. And then we'll all be going to that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, ICCC, right? I mean, that convention keeps on getting more popular and popular. So
yeah. I think they got to work on getting a little more guests, because they had Anthony Daniels, Ian McDermott last year, but this year the main focus was Ian McDermott and the cast of Daredevil was there.
Yeah.
Weren't the Rebels too, like the cast of Rebels? Or?
Yeah, the whole cast, and then Freddie Prinze Jr. bailed out last minute.
That son of a...
I'd have been pissed because I was really close to like getting a real nice Rebels poster. I was going to buy all the autographs and have the entire cast sign it, and then he didn't show up. I'd have been tweaked. I'd have spent all that money and missing the one signature. I would have been so mad.
Yeah. Whisper from the Warp. By the way, shout out to Dom. Anyone look at the Disney stock price? Investors are pissed. Oh, I didn't know. I guess their stock went down significantly. And we'll talk about, what's going on with Disney and Lucasfilms and state of Star Wars in just a second. But yeah, let's move on. Let's talk about some of the things that's being released right now.
Yeah, this thing's sweet.
One of them is the Probe Droid.
Yeah, this is nice.
So yeah, this is definitely coming home to Dada. Gabe, do you have a Probe Droid in your collection, or are you gonna pick one up? Or
so I had the 6 scale from Sideshow. I still have it. Now it serves as a helmet stand for some reason. I put the Snowtrooper helmet on it because it's super light, and I just dropped it on there. It was perfect height. But I had that, and then I got the NYC one, but I ended up, as soon as this got released.
Oh yeah, I think I saw your post.
I sold the NYC one and pre-ordered this.
Yeah. So this is definitely coming. Yeah, I was gonna say, sorry, Gabe. This is definitely coming home to you then.
Oh yeah. I pre-ordered this, and I think that was the big difference. I would have kept the NYC one, but for it, like actual like articulation, I really like that.
I didn't realize till last minute this thing had sound on it too.
Yeah,
it's pretty badass. I have the NYC one, and I'm just gonna keep it. But this one's nice though.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Sean, you're keeping your NYC one. I'm definitely picking this up. Gabe, do you know how much the edition size is on this one, or how
did they announce? I don't know if they announced it. Did they?
I'm not sure. I think with these pieces, like they don't have an edition. It's like an open-ended one, but I feel like if they feel like there's not a lot of people pre-ordering it, they'll stop it. And
they might have capped it. They might have some of them are like open editions until the pre-orders are done, and then they put the amount. But I can't. I don't know. I mean, maybe like 500 or 1,000, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm looking right now. I don't see it yet.
Oh, dude, like look at that. Everything is. Oh, dude. Oh man, this is sick. Okay, thank you. Thank you for showing us where the batteries are. But yeah, so it has a lighter feature and it has sound effects. Now, is there a motion sensor in this thing? No, right?
I've heard people say there is, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you did, and then you walk by and start like,
dude, that'd be badass.
I think that's what they kind of have to do with a lot of things like statues, right? To make it so unique. Like if they do like, some sort of like sound effects or something, or a button where you have like the voice effects installed in it and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Hallmark does it with their ornaments. Why can't like we do that for statues, you know?
Yeah, I don't see an edition size on that either.
Yeah.
Far from Death Star says 1,000.
Oh, is it 1,000? Okay.
They say they think it's 1,000.
Yeah.
Now, didn't I see
Yeah.
that thing on waitlist like a few
It
weeks
is
back?
on waitlist.
It
Yeah,
is.
it
It's
is.
still on.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
I don't blame him. That thing's sweet.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to get mine in. Again, I'll find room for it. I will find room for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Sean. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Nilda says her powers should be back on in an hour, but that'll probably be a little too late. But yeah, man, we miss you, Nilda. We'll have
Yeah.
to do it next week.
I know.
Oh, challenge accepted. Yeah.
What was
He's-
that? What,
I think he's gonna try and make it motion censored. or something.
challenge. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Another piece that just got released or announced
Today, right?
No, released. Yeah. So this is the Hot Toys DX 25. I think it's. But yeah, Gabe, what do you think about this portrait on this figure? I know you don't collect Hot Toys, but
Yeah.
overall, what do you think of it?
I mean, I don't know about that picture specifically.
No, that picture was rough, man. Look at the top of his head. You know
Yeah,
what that looks like.
he looks. I don't
Right?
know what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on here.
You know when babies are born, they come out and the head looks like a torpedo. That's what it looked like.
This one's. I guess there's an
one's so
interchangeable hair
cool.
sculpt. The other one, yeah.
That one looks good, but that other head sculpt, I guess it's an interchangeable hairpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
what do you think?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, that's cool that it comes with the little accessory there.
Yeah, that looks really good.
That's me when I open up my wallet and realize I have no more money.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not something that I'd collect. Now, have they made this before? Or is this like a re-release, or is this the first time that they're doing this?
Yeah, they made this before. So this is it came in a 2-pack. And I think Sean, you have it, right?
I have it. Yeah, it came with the weather vane he was hanging from. It came with a battle damage version of the figure and a clean version. That's what bugs me about this. It's like way too clean.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the one that you can hang from the ceiling, son?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very cool one.
I've got it right here if you want to take a peek. Let's
Yeah.
see. Can you see it in that corner?
Yeah. See, that's cool. And that's the
Yeah.
thing about Hot Toys like that, like 6 scale. Like, if they could live on their own, like just a single piece, I'm all for it, right? Like,
Yeah.
like you don't have to display with other things.
Yeah. I mean, that's why with me too now, like I'm actually basically almost out of Hot Toys. I'll get a piece here and there. I mean, number one, space. But B, like obviously there's way too many things and you just can't display them, one figure. Like you need to have like a, to complete the line. But also it's just hard because if you're not a good like poser, like whoever did these pictures probably spent a good amount of time trying to pose these figures. But if you suck at posing, like it's just not gonna look as good, right? They're just gonna look so unnatural or inorganic,
Do you know what the price tag on this is?
No.
Let me look.
But Sean, I know you got the 2-pack. Would you get this one?
I want to, but I'm keep looking at the 2-pack and I'm like, it's good enough. Like even the 2-pack, even the clean version looks a little more weathered than that. That's almost like too clean for me.
Yeah, because it's I mean, I'm trying to remember in the movie, like it was never this clean, right?
No, because remember when he showed up in Bestman when he's sneaking around the corners, that uniform was wrecked.
Yeah, it was already wrecked. I mean, he was coming from freaking Dagobah, so
yeah, I like it a lot. I like the accessories it comes with, but I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, this is a maybe for me, just because, like, the fact that it's way too clean, and like I said, I'm almost out of Hot Toys now. I'm just sticking to kind of statues and stuff.
So there's 2 versions. I've got a deluxe version that so that's $345, and then the other one's $285.
Yeah,
So that $345 with shipping and taxes becomes $400 real quick.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you. It's just become. Yeah.
I recently, like, because you know how you guys are saying like Sideshow's always having these sales. They recently had a sale on the Jabba, the Jabba the Hutt with the base and all that. I was really close to getting that, and that's the one you have, right, Sean? Like
It's the thing about that one. It's basically like a statue. It's not like it's a 6-scale figure. Like you can display that as its own statue, as its own piece.
Yeah, and that was what was drawing me to it. But then again, I have to kick myself and be like, no, no, no. Where are you gonna put it? It's gonna go on the floor.
It takes up some room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, all I was gonna say is that the Jabba I have to put it. I don't know. I was trying to do like a Jabba the Hutt area in my collection, because I do have the Regal Robot Salacious that I still have to put display. So Conehead
Luke, I know, right?
All right, so one more thing before we get to our main topic for tonight, and let's talk about some socks.
Hold on, we got Nilda. She's in.
Oh, Nilda's in?
Yep.
Oh.
Did she freeze up as soon as I added her? She froze up.
I think so.
I think so. All right.
It's like black.
Yeah. A for effort. We'll try to get her back in.
Almost
there. She is. She's trying. All right. Let me. All right. Nilda, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think because of the power outage, my computer is completely fried.
Oh no.
What?
Yeah, my laptop won't, it keeps turning on and then turning off, turning on and turning off.
Oh no, that's not good.
Power outage.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Dang it.
Thanks for making. I know you've been going, through some power outage stuff.
Dude, I was on the phone with FPL for an hour.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness. I know you're getting a lot of rain over there.
Yeah.
Is it super rainy?
Florida. It's gonna rain.
Yeah, the front of my complex is completely flooded.
Oh geez.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Huh?
Thank you for hopping on. I know you're going through a lot right now with the power outage, but thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
Right now we're just talking about some socks. So
is that from Stance?
Yeah. So I just saw these.
I have a few of those. I have I forgot what anniversary it was, but I have the Han Solo Carbonite with Boba Fett, and then I have Jabba and Slave Leia. That one's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So first of all, I need to get this box set here. Box sock set, because it comes with
it comes with the lunchbox. That's dope.
And it's
I like that.
It is the Return of the Jedi. It's like $85. I think I'm definitely gonna pick this up.
It's funny because my wife's like, "You've got Star Wars socks and you never wear them." So then maybe if I hit her up with this one, but look, it comes with a lunchbox.
Dude, it comes with the lunchbox.
You keep trying to encourage me to bring my lunch to work because I spend too much money on lunch. And I get a lunchbox and socks.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I watched this video with Dave Bautista, and apparently he's a big collector of lunchboxes. I guess there's a market for it. So he's got all these old retro lunchboxes from back in the day, and on top of that, he's getting the new ones. I don't know, guys. Man, maybe we should start getting into the lunchbox business.
Now, how much are the individual socks? I'm trying to break this down, see if it's feasible.
Probably $30. No, how much is?
Yeah, they're 22 something and change.
Is that what they are?
Let's see. $15. They're 15.
All right, so 30, so 45 for the 3 socks, and then it's 85, so it's 40 for the lunchbox. It's funny. Right? Hey, you got to break that shit down.
Oh yeah. No, what's funny about Stance is that I think last Christmas, or maybe even the Christmas before, it might have been last one, my sister got me some Star Wars undies from this company, and they're the most comfortable ever. So then just recently I was like, I want to get some more of these. And I go on there and it's like, what? $60 or whatever. I was like, I'm not paying that for no underwear. I'm like, get out of here.
Like, I don't care about the boys that much.
Right? Yeah. I'll find some Amazon cheap ones.
What did Far From say? You ain't cool unless you wear Star Wars socks. Everyone my age wears Star Wars socks. It's the coolest.
It is. I think I wear a pair of Grogu socks almost every other day.
See, you didn't have to tell us that.
I'm sorry.
What did PJ time out?
Yeah.
No, I guess so. Oh, now I'm not in control of the socks.
Oh, no.
But no, I've probably got 5 or 6 pairs of Star Wars socks. I wear them like in the winter because you can't wear them in the summer with shorts, you know. But and then I'm like, if I wear them in the winter, I wear jeans, and then you're not going to see them. So,
Right.
but I don't know. I get brownie points with my wife because she likes them for some odd reason.
Yeah. Does she steal them though? She steals them, wears them, or no?
She might be. She's like, I like them, but don't red hot chili peppers them. See, if you're in the know, you know, guys in the chat.
Right?
Oh man,
Sean, I have to tell you, this thing is magnificent.
it's sick, right? I saw that at ICC in
It's
person.
So
Yeah.
sick.
I'm gonna blow you up. Let's see. Yeah.
I can
So that-
actually use my phone.
So yeah, the Ahsoka statue, Gabe. She just got it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Dude, it looks good. Yeah, it was funny because I got to see there was one booth that had Hot Toys and Sideshow statues, premium formats. I was like, finally, like, because it's all vintage there.
Yeah.
It's just like I appreciate it for the nostalgia,
Mhm.
but after I look at all this, I'm like, vintage collectors are a different breed.
Mhm.
They really are. It's like I almost felt a little out of place after the first couple of days. I was like, eh.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys. I don't know. I just had a weird internet spike. I just got kicked out.
No,
Anyways,
your kids are
So-
playing Fallen
I
Order.
brought it to you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It heard Nilda complaining about
She jinxed us.
yeah.
yeah, damn you, internet. Anyway,
Yeah,
no,
apparently-
those are
There's supposed to be like a really big hurricane forming on the Gulf, and it's supposed to be like coming
now this early.
this
Yeah.
early.
It says it. I'll show it to you, but it says like something is forming in the Gulf, and it looks like it's turning into a hurricane.
What? Because September's hurricane season, like September through October. But yeah, this is like way early.
And we're getting
Yeah.
a excessive amount of rain. Like it's been raining all week. I went to the Marlins game yesterday, and we were stuck waiting to go to our car because it was pouring.
Oh, jeez.
Keep that stuff down there.
Well, even here in San Diego, they usually it's like beautiful weather, all year round. This whole month has been cloudy, and even like the news is like this is the first time like it's been like this since they started tracking it in 1948 or whatever. I'm like,
But you don't get a lot of rain there, though.
no, not at all. So
That's
Crazy. That's wild.
That's why it makes sense. Like, so the Marlins were playing the Padres yesterday. And they were interviewing what's his name? Vu Darvish. He was talking about like, oh, we left rain to come to rain.
yeah, it's been weird. Like it's never like this in San Diego ever, and everyone's all like depressed here now because we're so used to like the sun. Everyone's like, oh my god, I don't.
Welcome to the real world, Gabe.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you guys had a drought for a while, so
Yeah, all these accidents on the freeway because here in San Diego, we're like, I mean, I'm sure like Sean knows what's up, like because he's driving around too, crashes everywhere and just sprinkling, like it doesn't.
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
even
Oh
rain.
my
Like,
gosh.
it sprinkles, and here in San Diego, it's like all over San Diego. It's
Damn.
rough.
all right, so let's
We were
move
talking about the
on.
lunchbox. Yeah.
Yeah, the lunchbox. Well, yeah, who's getting it? I'm getting it.
That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
The thermos because it's an Ewok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know me with
Uh,
Ewok.
I don't know. It'd be cool just to kind of like throw your like, like put the lunchbox in the middle of your collection. I don't know how would that work.
You just
Yeah.
throw it on the Father's Day list. Hey, honey, get me socks for
Oh
Father's
yeah, that's
Day.
right.
But
Father's
I
Day is
want
coming up.
these socks for Father's Day.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about our last topic for tonight, and this might be a little, spicy one, but yeah.
OnlyFans
So,
again?
well,
Oh.
feetfinder.com. Please follow me, PJ the Paradoxer on feetfinder.com.
Fucking feet finder. That's fucking filthy.
Listen, if you guys have nice feet, man, just let me know. I'll be your
God.
social media manager. I'll take the pictures. I'll post everything.
Gabe's
I'll
like,
take.
what
I'll
kind of
I'll
show
take
did I jump
30%.
on?
I'll take 30% of the cut. You take the rest because you guys are the ones with the feet. But anyway,
Gabe, everything is said on this show does not reflect all co-hosts.
yeah.
No.
No feet.
Sean,
No feet.
you'll be the first one. That's that take people's feet.
No.
So anyway, yeah. So apparently, Mark Hamill is saying that he's basically done playing Luke Skywalker. It seems like he's moving on. The last time he said something like this, he showed up in The Mandalorian, season finale. Is this like him maybe just kind of like hinting that like, okay, he's really done with like Star Wars in general, or is he just trying to throw people off and he'll make an appearance somewhere in the near Star Wars project or something?
I think it all comes down to when he gets the script. If it's garbage, he's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Luke Skywalker would never do that. I'm done. So
yeah, I think he basically sold his soul when he played Luke Skywalker in Last Jedi. I think he was very vocal about it, right? Like in a lot of interviews and stuff. I don't know. What do you think, Gabe? Like, what's your thoughts on this? I think apparent news.
Well, yeah, it's kind of weird that he's just been so out of the the fan scene, like no autographs, no nothing. I know recently they said that he signed a set of Topps cards, right? But I mean, that's about it.
Yeah.
So that is kind of weird. But then again, he's doing movies. He's still out there working. So I mean, who knows? I just don't see. I don't know. I mean, if Disney was smart now going forward, I would. Hopefully they just leave it alone. Like they just leave the Skywalker saga and just be done with it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah,
just move on and let's focus on new content. Because it just sets it up for fans to fight about it and get mad that CGI is, or the de-aging process is
deep
horrible,
fake,
whatever, right? Yeah, the deep fake. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I think he's out. I don't think we'll see him again as Luke. But
it's kind of sad, right? That the last time we're gonna remember.
But
I mean,
but you throw an
Mark
extra zero on that check, things will change.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
It just, what it is too, guys, like, and I try really hard to include the sequels in like my Star Wars like story, but I can't, like, I just can't, like, to me, watching, because I watched Return of the Jedi in the movie theaters just recently because it's the 40th anniversary. I'm like, this is where it should end. Like, that's it. I don't want to know anything more about the Skywalkers or Han Solo or Chewbacca after this, because everything was like, it came back full circle, right? Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, got redeemed. He fulfilled the prophecy of being the chosen one, right? Because he was supposed to bring balance to the Force, but he did. Just no one predicted that it was going to be like this for the next 30 years after he, was told that he was going to bring balance, right? And next, it's like, Luke reuniting with his father. Everyone's happy. There's peace. It was just a good end to a storyline, right? Especially for the Skywalkers. But to bring him back and just kind of like trash the Skywalkers, and on top of that, not have the legacy characters reunite for one final shot.
Yeah, that's baffling.
That's horrible.
If you plan on killing them off, at least do it in a respectful way.
That still hurts me. Like, that is like, that's why I cannot accept that sequel trilogy in my Star Wars or Skywalker saga. just because of that alone. The fact that you didn't see them reunite, like how could you mess that up? you know, it's just like anyway. I don't know, but so you don't think he's coming back? Do you think Gabe, like they'll just kind of like use AI now, like the de-aging process,
Yeah.
and then the voice AI to kind of replicate, you know?
Yeah. Or I mean, he might do the voice or something. I just don't see a place for him anymore. Like, I mean, because like what Mandalorian. I mean, where would he come in again, right? I mean,
Yeah,
unless they did some type of like, I don't know, like
heir
the
to the empire.
Skywalker Training Academy show or something. Like, I mean, where does it
Eh,
fit, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like with them announcing on Ahsoka that they're doing heir to the empire, like they're bringing that topic up a lot. And then
Hmm.
what is it? Dave
the,
Filoni's
Filoni, yeah.
film is heir to the empire. Like, why would you not have Luke Skywalker there?
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but
how are they going to bring him back?
the deep fakes are getting so good, they're probably
I
just going to get better. That's how they're
Mhm,
going to do it. They're going to say, well, we don't need you anymore. Technology's taken
mhm.
over. And then that's what they're going to do. I mean,
Yeah.
it was fantastic in Mandalorian. I mean, there's patchy spots, but
Mhm.
majority you're like, I believe that's Mark Hamill, Luke
Yeah.
Skywalker, and then they digitally do the voice. That's where I really think they're going to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling, for me, like he'll come back if, like you said, Sean, if the script is right, and it would be a good send off. Like you just like I want to move. Like I honestly want to move away from the Skywalkers because it's just we're
Yeah.
beating like a dead horse at this point. And on top of that, it's just you leave it open to a lot of criticism and stuff. But
Mm.
there's something missing in me now because now the sequel is canon that it's like I want a proper send off. Like, are you guys happy with the send off of him just projecting a hologram of himself into another planet and then disappearing into the air, into thin air?
All that was stupid. I can't stand it. That whole movie was bad.
I don't.
Compared to his send off, sort of, right? Like with Return of the Jedi, where he like, turns his dad back to the light side and helps him redeem himself.
Yeah.
It's just too different, it's just like
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, I hopefully they just leave it alone because, like, honestly, look, him in the end of Mando season 2, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah.
that. I think that was brilliant. I loved it. That was perfect. I love
Mhm.
the CGI. I mean, maybe
Mm.
they could have done a little bit better, but I mean, that's just being picky.
Mhm.
But the scene at like the Book of Boba, I feel like was pointless. It was
Yeah, see?
like
Yeah.
it served zero purpose. Like he
Mhm.
almost kind of came off as like a jerk, not a jerk, but like, all right, Grogu, you either this or that. Like you can't do both. Like, and
Mhm.
then just ditches them. Is like, all right, get in that ship and get out of here.
Yeah. Hit the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt off, right? The whole
Mhm.
thing felt off. Like you felt like the execs got in the way.
Yeah.
They were probably pissed off, like Grogu's gone. How dare you?
Right.
That's our moneymaker. That's our cash cow. You just like let him go with Luke.
Yeah.
That's
And then
exactly
now
what
like
happened.
bring him back. It's just like these executives, and
Or I wish
obviously,
they would have saved it for the Ahsoka show or something, maybe a flashback or so. I don't know, maybe something like. But I guess it's necessary because that's where you learn Grogu's name and all that stuff. But that's just through Ahsoka. And I think they could have achieved that whole thing probably
Mhm.
with Ahsoka, right, instead
Mhm.
of Luke. So,
Yeah, I mean, for me, like when Mark Hamill, who is probably like the big, like even before like the sequel trilogies and all that stuff, like when he was doing like the convention circuit, he was always loving the Luke Skywalker
oh,
character. That was his life,
mhm.
and the fact that when someone goes, they're moved on, I don't want to be part of that anymore. For him to say that, it's just kind of like heartbreaking, because
Yeah. Yeah.
that's my hero as
Yeah.
a child, in the 80s, like, watching him and, I get it. There's new Star Wars fan, but is there really new Star Wars fan? Because I could tell you for a fact, none of my kids are into, a lot of the sequel stuff. they're into Mando, you know, but they were more into the original trilogy. And my oldest one even asked me, he's like, Dad, why does it like feel so different? How come it doesn't feel like it connects, you know? And I don't know. I just don't know with the state of you know, Lucasfilms right now, especially like Indiana Jones. Like, you know, I know it's not Star Wars related, but it's kind of sort of is, you know, because it was made by the creator himself, you know, George Lucas. So like, you know, Indiana Jones, it's getting a lot of like mixed reviews, right? I don't know, Nilla, what do you think? Like, it's been, I don't know, people review bombing it, or they're like, it just seems like, again, it feels like the Last Jedi for Indiana Jones.
I don't know. I've heard like mixed reviews. Like I know some of the YouTubers that I follow have gone to some of the premieres and they've seen it and they said it was really good, but I don't know if they're saying it to just say it, or you know, they don't want to sit there and say like, oh, it's a total shit show, like don't go see it.
Right.
But like me, you know, I love Indiana Jones. You know, I love the fact that they've been putting it back on Amazon, so I've actually been watching them like every night. So regardless, even if the movie is going to be crappy, I'm still going to go see it because it's freaking Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, remember even like Crystal Skull, right? I mean, that's a lot of people complained about that. They're like, what the hell is Shia LaBeouf? Like, is he going to be the next Indiana Jones? Like, you know, a lot of people complained about that when that hit the theater. So, I mean, I think fans are just going to complain regardless. But it is a send off, right? It's kind of like, it might be kind of Harrison Ford's last big blockbuster.
I think it is. Yeah,
I think it is. He's getting up there.
He's aged quickly, right?
Yeah.
Is it me, or just when you saw him at that film festival, like he's moving a little bit, like he's aged quickly.
Well, and then he's what, probably almost 80, right?
I think he's 78 is what we said last time. So yeah, he's almost 80 years old. It's crazy.
And the fact of the matter is that, every time he's done some type of event, like starting like D23 when he came out, he was crying up there, like he was getting all choked up talking about this movie. So I'm sure like he knows it's the last kind of big movie, you know, that he's gonna do. So
yeah. And by the way, you know, I think, you know, with the leaks, by the way, it's crazy, right? I think I sent some leaks to Nilda about the Mandalorian and what's going to end up happening. And a good amount of it happened, right, Nilda?
Gabe, the whole entire time in our group chat, I was like, unleash your power. Tell me.
Yeah.
Everything that he told me per episode when I was getting up at 3 a.m, I have like my iPad out with our conversations, and I'm like, oh my God, this happened. This happened.
Yeah.
And I couldn't stop laughing, and I kept messaging PJ at like 5 a.m. going, you bastard. I was like, everything you said was true.
Man, he's got the inside sources.
Yeah, it's called Reddit. and the thing too is that like
as possible, because it is some movies that I've been like dying to go see, it has leaked it so bad where I'm like, nah, I'll just wait until it gets on HBO Max.
Yeah, but you know, like, you know, the last time I read leaks on something besides the Mandalorian was the Rise of Skywalker, and thank goodness I read it before I watched the movie, because I was less disappointed when I watched the movie because I knew what to expect. But I was reading the leaks, I'm like, oh my gosh, the MacGuffin, this and this, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And you know, when I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, it is actually happening, like how Reddit said it or leaked it. Mind you, there's been rumors that John Boyega purposely like leaked it, sort of, he left his script, like, or the screenplay on the hotel room or something, and the next you know it was on eBay.
Yeah,
someone put it up on the eBay. So I have a feeling that's how the leaks were leaked. But because, you know, John Boyega's obviously vocal about his distaste for the way his character, you know, his character progression was for what's his name, Finn, right? Yeah, he was very disappointed. But you know, for the indie movie, I heard that there was like 5 test endings, and all of the test audience hated all the endings, the 5
Oh,
endings.
crap.
Wow.
And that's a shame because I mean, how many more endings can they film? So, but I heard too that there's a rumor, right? And I think who's one of the like big name YouTubers said it that like I think this might be Kathleen Kennedy's last movie, and then she might like exit after the Indiana Jones, because I guess because they probably are predicting that's not going to do well, so they're probably like, okay, KK, you either we let you go or you probably quit on your own. But I don't know. She's so resilient. She might stick around for another 20 years. She's like the Emperor Palpatine. They just keep cloning her.
I mean,
She's back. We don't know how, but she's back.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she was a producer, right, on all the old Indiana Jones, right? Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense that she kind of finished it off, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, this is right now. This is Rotten Tomatoes. It's at 45 reviews, sitting at 49%.
When is this coming out?
June.
Mm,
It's actually, you could buy tickets now, June 30th. Yeah.
okay,
So
right around the corner.
yeah, it's just like 1 month away. But I heard that this is basically just like a passing the torch to his goddaughter or something like that, who might. That's why they said there might be future Indiana Jones, but it'll be like a female.
Doesn't he have a son from the last movie?
Yeah, what the hell happened to him? I wonder how they're
They
going to address that.
They just wrote him off. Like,
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. I mean, PJ didn't like Goonies too. I mean, The Rise of Skywalker. That's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Right now I have hopes for Ahsoka. Yeah, Gabe, are you like excited for that show?
Yeah. I'm super excited about that one. I think that's what needs to happen. I think they need to give Kathleen Kennedy's job to either Favreau or Filoni, and just them manage it, right? Like, then, I mean, it's not just Star Wars. I get it. They do so many other films, but I mean, it makes sense for them to be,
Yeah.
be a part of it.
What I highly recommend, the viewers and listeners to watch when you guys get a chance is there is an interview between Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau, because I guess it's an anniversary for Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie.
Oh, is it? That was a
Yeah.
great movie.
It's a beautiful movie.
Mhm.
And it jump started the Marvel franchise, if you really think about it. X-Men was okay. Spider-Man was good, but I think Spider-Man 3 just came out and it got like really bad reviews, right?
Right.
And the Marvel company itself was doing bad, and this is their first shot at a movie, so they brought Jon Favreau, and it was just Favreau and Feige just kind of talking about like how they were gonna do this big, thing with Iron Man and just the future of Marvel and how they're gonna connect things together. But that's kind of like I wish someone would do for Star Wars.
I wish
right?
they would have done that. Like, it's already too late. I wish they would have gone before they started, The Force Awakens, and said, all right, here's the end game. Like, this is what it's all going to wrap into. But, I think they are just trying to hurry up, get the money, trying to turn it, because that's exactly when they bought the franchise, right? They bought it, 2012, something like that?
Yeah, 2012, yep.
Yeah, and then Force Awakens came out, 2014? 14? Something like that? Yeah. I mean, yeah, they just wanted to make their money and see how it was going to work.
Yeah, they were just writing on the name, which, it did good, with the first movie, but then the second one, just they showed the true colors. But I don't know. I'm going to be a Star Wars fan, and if things just don't play out the way I would like it to play out, they should have had Rey play his Indy's granddaughter. She could have changed her last name to Jones. What's your name?
Ray Jones.
Ray who? Ray Jones. Ray Jones Jr. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, that what I mean, yeah, it's just we'll see what happens, right? With Star Wars, because I know the Empire is supposed to be like they're gonna combine all the Mandalorian shows and try to connect it with the one movie that Dave Filoni is going to direct, which is supposedly the heir of the Empire. Thrawn's supposed to be the big main bad guy. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, good things to come. Hopefully, I don't know. I feel like they're pushing the High Republic now as much as possible.
Mhm.
The like I was playing what's that game, Jedi Survivor, and in the game there's a lot of High Republic references and characters, right?
Oh,
Yeah. So
and
I was like,
I love comics, so I feel like
yeah. I feel like they're gonna do good with the High Republic stuff, because it'll be a fresh of breath air because no one really knows anything about it. So we'll see how it goes. Dewback Delivery says Iron Man was built off passion and excitement. Once it was successful, corporate interests took over. Hence why Favreau hated making Iron Man 2. Pass the mantle to short round. The fans would have backed that.
Right? Yeah, that would have been better than
Yeah.
just some unknown goddaughter.
Yeah. Well, I know Regal Robot, they're really, they just got the Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you collect the Indiana Jones Gabe?
Yeah. I started because Disney started releasing props from it.
Yeah.
So I started getting all the Disney ones at first. So
Did you get the Staff of Ra?
I did, yeah.
How is that? I was looking at that today. I was actually thinking about getting.
That's probably the coolest one. That one, honestly, the voodoo doll's pretty cool, and not necessarily the voodoo doll, but the pick, like
Oh yeah, the pen.
feather. That thing is cool because it's metal. It's like it's a legit replica of it. The only one that I didn't get was the crystal skull yet.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's okay. You don't need that one.
Right. Yeah, I picked up the urn.
Did you get that? The
Yeah.
Nurhachi? Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. I was like, man, now I became an indie collector,
I know, right? Because I'm gonna decorate my new office. I'm going Indiana Jones at work because I don't want to bring Star Wars into it because I can come home and enjoy it.
Mhm.
So now I'm bummed I didn't get the Nurhachi.
Yeah, I wish I got the Nurhachi too.
I'm not getting the replicas, but her universe is dropping like a whole campaign line for Indiana Jones. So they just shipped out to us like a whole bunch of clothing for it.
Oh,
so we
nice.
a whole like advertisement for it.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. I went like on Amazon. I bought like an indie hat and like the whip. So now I gotta find like some place that has like a cave.
Oh,
so I can do like photo ops for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna watch. Indiana Jones. Hey, I might not watch it opening day like I usually do with a lot of movies, like new movies that come out that I'm excited for. But I'm still gonna watch it. I'm still gonna.
I'll be in
it.
Florida when it opens, so I probably won't go see it that day.
But I was gonna say if it's not as good as I wish it would be. All I gotta say is that Indiana Jones ended with The Last Crusade. That is the I don't know.
Just like Back to the Future ended with the first one.
Oh, be quiet! How could you?
I did that for Gabe because Gabe, I struggle with that second one. Whew.
Do you?
Yes,
I love the second one,
and because I know you and Michael talk about it, so I went back and I know it's dated, but man, I couldn't get through it at all. Like
really?
Yeah, I thought the acting was it was and I legitimately gave it a good try, and I was like,
well, what about part 3 though? Same.
I watched it once and I was like, the first one's just I've seen the first one like 30 times. Like I love the first one.
Yeah.
I gave it a shot.
Wait, Gabe, which you like the part 2, right?
I like part 2 the best. Yeah, I mean that's just. But again, I think it's more than just for me. That's the one that's more nostalgic than the one, because again, I think that was the first one that I actually remember going to the movies and
movie theaters, yes,
and seeing it. But again, I think it's right. It's an age thing, right? So
the time frame.
Yeah, I'm 42. Like, so I was probably 10, something like that, when part 2 came out.
Yeah.
So it was like just
like when I grew up, it was like Temple of Doom, because that was the time frame. You're in that influential age, and that was it. But as I got older, Raiders is the better movie.
Yeah.
But I still love like Temples, just nostalgic.
But the thing too with Indiana Jones, especially the original 3, like all of them were good. All of them.
Oh, absolutely.
All 3 of them. It doesn't matter, like how old were you,
and you could still watch them to this day, and they hold up.
Yes, I mean.
Well, what's crazy that my kids like them. My 2 little girls, like, they like the Indiana Jones movie, which I didn't. I mean, I didn't think they would be interested in those, but they recite. My 8-year-old's always like Kalima.
I love it. I met Sala this weekend, the guy that played Sala.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So I had a nice little 10-minute chat with him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's that quote from the second one? It goes, "Drop the Jones, doctors. Drop the Jones. Drop the stones, Dr. Jones. They will be found, but you won't."
But you won't.
Oh my god!
You call him Dr. Jones, doll.
Yeah.
Man, Temple's awesome.
Yeah, but but even like the Last Crusade was awesome. It was
Last
so
Crusade
cool.
was good.
Dude, like just the banter between Sean Connery and Indy. Wow, I was like, Indy and Harrison Ford is just like perfect.
Yeah,
because they really felt like they were father and son, and they were cut from the same cloth. Just their personalities, right? Raiders is one of the greatest movies of all time. Changed my mind. I'll fight you. No, I agree with.
Oh, it is. I agree.
Oh, we agree.
I may watch it again tonight on Prime.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh my gosh, I might watch Back to the Future,
Temple of Doom,
Return of Jedi,
Aliens. Yeah, Aliens. The second Aliens is like, that was one of the rare ones. The second one's better than the first.
Well, I agree with that whole list, but again, I think it's that age that I was at when all of these came out, right? And even T2, right? Like, I mean, that was my Terminator. Like,
yeah, but even then, like, those are great. Like
T2 is good though.
T2 was great.
Yeah, the first
it was
one,
like
that one.
It still holds up today. Like, I actually let my kids watch all of these, and they loved every single one of them. You know, Aliens was just like, oh my god, like Marines versus like aliens, and like a lot of claustrophobicness happening, and just like a lot of good lines. All right, it could go on. That's why and you know what? I bet you, a lot of us collect a lot of these things, like the Back to the Future. I know the Hantus came out with the DeLorean, right? Temple Doom, Regal Robot, Return of Jedi, obviously everything we talk about. Aliens, there's Prime 1, T2, Prime. It's just reason why we spend so much money.
Yeah. Well, I was getting a lot of crap because I never watched Alien or Aliens as a kid.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was just one of those movies. Like, whenever I went to the video store and like it was in the scary movie section, and I would be like, no, I'd rather not get that one. So I just never watched it as a kid, and it wasn't until recently until all these guys bullied me into it. They're like, so I watched it as an adult, and I actually, as an adult, I appreciated Alien more than Aliens.
Really? Oh, Aliens.
And I think it's just the eeriness of it, like quiet, like really no background music. Like, I don't know, there's just something very artistic about it.
You got to watch it in the dark.
Yeah.
Movie as a kid, and like my mom didn't want me watching it because at the time all these movies I kept repeating all the quotes.
Oh jeez.
For watching Aliens 2, and like girls in my school were fighting, and I was like, get off of her, you bitch.
Yeah,
it was just like I kept reciting all these quotes, but I remember Aliens was like the first movie I ever said like a curse word, reciting Sigourney Weaver when the Queen Alien, the little girl.
Yeah, and I just think that like this is the formula, right? Is the nostalgia. Like, people need, like, if these companies want to make money, they gotta like hit the nostalgic button inside our heads. But right? The movie. I'm sorry, real quick, Sean. The movie that did it the best recently Top Gun 2.
Oh hell yeah, that was bad.
Come-
That was good.
I mean, because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, like all the nostalgia feels was just hitting you
That was
every
good.
second.
That was a fun
From
movie.
the opening scene where the music was playing, and I just think that Lucasfilms can take a page out of that and just use that, because the Mandalorian does do that because a lot of Easter eggs. Oh, look at that in the background. Oh, there's the CZ3 in the background. Things like that. And
But just to add to that, like Dubak says, why is everyone pumped for the Flash? Because you got 89 Keaton in there. That's nostalgic.
yeah,
And I ran into a guy that's he's actually down in Miami, owns a toy store. I can't remember his name, but he got a screening to that movie. And he says, listen, I'm a diehard like Marvel guy. I'm not big into DC. He says, this is the best DC movie. He actually thought it was better than most of the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So he says it's very, very good.
Wow.
So there's high hopes for that Flash movie.
Yeah, my Miami went to the screening that they had in South Beach, and he knows like I'm obsessed with Michael Keaton, and he sent me a message and he was like, Nilda, he goes, it's full blown Michael Keaton. He's like, you're gonna feel like you're in the back in the 90s. He's like, it's the best DC film ever.
Really? I
Isn't
can't
it-
wait.
Isn't it also like, doesn't it introduce like a multiverse? Right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's what it's
Flashpoint. It's called Flashpoint. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Two Flash characters, the same person, but the multiverse they're going into is you're seeing 90s Michael Keaton Batman, and then they're introducing, Ben Affleck Batman, and they're supposed to like meet up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. The Thing. I love The Thing. I don't know if you guys watched that harem. Oh, I love that. Anyway, yeah, it's one of my highly recommended.
I'm from because Anthony's saying that he knew me.
He's from Miami, and that's what I was telling Anthony. I can't remember his name or the shop that he owned, but he had a big booth there. It was a pretty good size.
I know who you're talking about. It's
we shot pool with him and the other guy.
oh my God. It's I know where they're at. They're in Miami. I've shot there numerous of times before. I'll remember.
I can't remember. Yeah. But he says it was amazing. So I'm psyched on that. That's my most excited movie of the year, even more than Indy. And that's saying a lot because I love Indiana Jones.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're hitting around like the 2-hour mark.
2
I think we
hour.
could seriously go on forever.
Nowhere Toys, right?
Huh?
Oh,
Is it
that's I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, I know the owner, Tony. He's a huge
That's it. That's him. I think that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big Batman fanatic. He has I think like he had somebody make it for him out of different like old school car parts, but in his store he has a massive Batman Batmobile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he
Like
has
Like a real car Batmobile? Like the real car, like the life size?
it's like the same size as like the sideshow DeLorean.
Oh,
but
okay.
the gift. And then the last time I went to his store, he has the DeLorean that you have, Gabe.
Nice.
Hot Toys.
Yeah, his name is Tony.
Oh, okay. But yeah. Just real quick before we log off, just want to say thank you to Gabe for hopping on our show. Please check him out in Star Wars Replicas, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and also check him out on YouTube with his other sister channel, Collection Wars. Gabe, this is a lot of fun. Thank you for hopping on. And also, just really quick, just one quick announcement. We still have that giveaway, which is thank you.
Yep.
PJ's
frozen.
PJ's frozen again. Your kids are playing.
Yeah, I know what that was going. Yeah, so real quick, the Hot Toys Shore Trooper Squad Leader. I will be giving that away once we hit 1,000 subs. Information will follow once we hit that milestone. So, besides that, we'll be back next week for more Star Wars talk. Sean, Nilda,
another one in the books.
Another one in the books. Let me play one video, and you know where I'm going with this one. If I could freaking find it. Hold on. Where is it? This one. You son of a.